Was opening of the work of the Committee of Experts this morning. The Minister of Foreign Affairs. On Continental News, United States Taliban peace negotiation progress in Doha, capital of Qatar. Welcome if you join us. The Minister of Higher Education and Research hosted this morning the ceremony of handing the Award of Commander in the Order of Academic Palms to the Minister of Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Ahmed. For more details, watch this video.
Took place this morning at the Minister of Higher Education and Research. The ceremony of handing over the Commander and Order of Academic Palm to the Minister of Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Mohammed Hassan, has seen the participation of the French Ambassador to Djibouti, Mr. Christophe Guilhou, the Director of French Campus, Mrs. Beatrice Kate, and the President of the University of Djibouti, Dr. Jamal Mohammed. This distinction is one of the ancient distinctions of the French Republic awarded only in civil title. It rewards the personnel of the national education officials and state agents belonging to teaching or inspection department, as well as the personnel who have rendered important services under the activities of this ministry. The French ambassador in Djibouti then proceeded to the delivery of the award in the Order of Academic Palms to Minister Nabil Mohammed Ahmed. The French ambassador to Djibouti delivered a speech in which he was very delighted to present on behalf of the French Ministry of National Education and Youth the Award of Commander in the Order of Academic Palms. The Minister of Higher Education and Research, Dr. Nabil Ahmed Mohammed, did not fail to thank on this occasion the Ambassador of France in Djibouti who handed him the award. The Minister has expressed his gratitude to the President of the Republic, Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, for the confidence he has placed in appointing him to this position for a better future of the country.
Under the chairmanship of the Honorable Kaltoun Farah Saeed, the Committee on Legislations and General Administration met this Sunday in the committee room of the National Assembly to consider draft law 33, adopting the national system of standardizations and quality promotion. The government was represented by His Excellency Mr. Hassan Hamad Ibrahim and the Minister Delegates for Trade, Draft and Formalization. The establishment of the national standardization system was considered as a tool for regulation. The economy responds a priori to twofold objectives. One one hand, it's a guarantee of safety and quality of the goods supplied to consumers in the national territory. On the other hand, the establishment of a legal framework will boost the legal economy by offering economy player competitive advantage in trade. Therefore, its advantage in the text of a proposed law, the creation of a national standardizations body called the Djiboutian Agency for standardization and quality promotion, placed under the supervision of the Minister of Trade. In the 3 days of their working visit to Djibouti, the Chinese delegation visits some of the most beautiful tourist sites in the country.
This marathon day, the salt flow of the Lake Assal and the beautiful beach in Blue Lagoon, Musha Islands, and finally the beach of Arta. The visit started by Lake Assal. The Chinese delegation, accompanied by Djiboutian officials, was able to admire the wonderful sight of the Lake Assal with its salt flow of 56 kilometers. It is 10 times saltier than seawater. It is the wild length of the industry of Djibouti. It is the lowest point of the African continent, located at 155 meters below the sea level, and the obligatory passage of any stay in Djibouti. What makes the beauty of the lake are the crystals of an almost immaculate whiteness scattered around the lake and the turquoise blue of the water. In the surroundings, there are several volcanoes, including Ardukoba and Gubat el-Kharabe, surrounded by large cliffs. And best of all, the sea communicates through a small bridge called the Abyss of Demons. And at the lake, it can be up to 50 degrees. The salinity of the lake is 35 grams per liter, 10 times more than salt content of the Red Sea. The lake has a solid portion, the ice flow with a maximum thickness of 80 meters, and a brine portion of 56 kilometers, surface with a depth that can reach up to 40 meters. Always exhorted by members of the mobile gendarmerie who participate in their own way in the development of national tourism, the Chinese delegation was also able to admire the rift fault located at 100 meters from the famous Ardukoba volcano. This is very visible crack worries geologists and volcanologists of the world since it widens each year at a rate of 1 centimeter per year. After the Lake Assal, the Chinese were guided to the Musha Islands. In the seaway that these islands are accessible. They were accompanied by the elements of Djibouti Coast Guards who were responsible for transporting the Chinese tourists with their patrol boats. It is only quarter of an hour before the island Musha is revealed to us. Musha Island is a small semi-desert island at the entrance to the Gulf of Tadjoura, about 15 kilometers off the city of Djibouti. The island has mangrove trees and is mainly known for the beauty of its underwater world and as a diving site. Some small islets and the island of Mascali are close to Musha. The whole being sometimes called the Musha Islands, they constitute the emerged part of a coral reef. Apart from their mission of surveillance of Djiboutian territorial waters, Djiboutian Coast Guards also participate in the development of tourism by transporting tourists and authorities to the most visited touristic sites. The last stop on this tour is the RTD, which the Chinese delegation had the opportunity to visit without having to land.
In honor of their visit, the delegation of Chinese made a tourism promoter. A gala dinner was organized the day before in Djibouti Palace Kempinski. The dinner offered by the Djiboutian National Tourism Office. Several personalities took part, including the Minister of Trade.
Has been offered to the Chinese tourism promoters by the Djibouti National Tourism Office. Several personalities took part, including Minister of Commerce and Tourism Hassan Muhammad Ibrahim, the technical advisor to the Prime Minister Ali Silai Abdullah, the Ambassador of Djibouti in China, Abdullahi Miguel, the Director General of Djibouti Tourism National Office, Osman Abdi, and the Touch Road Holding CEO. On the menu of this dinner, a cultural and traditional show were presented by the national folk groups. For this part, the Minister of Commerce and Tourism Hassan Muhammad Ibrahim said he was delighted to welcome our friends from the People's Republic of China to Djibouti.
I know today is a very busy day, but I believe all the people will see what Djibouti people is and how kindly Djibouti people is. So I hope everybody will enjoy here, will enjoy the beautiful season of Djibouti, and we'll have a very nice stay in Djibouti.
For the end, the delegation of Chinese participated in the concert at the People Palace, where several senior Djiboutian and Chinese civil and military figures took part in this concert. As we don't often see Djibouti, the concert was successful, and even the Djiboutian national anthem was played by the Chinese orchestra. The show was closed by the traditional and folk dance presented by the Djiboutian sections.
علي عربة ثابت.
The meeting of expert Djibouti-Ethiopian committee opened this morning at the Diplomatic Institute, gathering experts from both countries, Djibouti and Ethiopia.
Privileged meeting of consultations and dialogue between experts of the two states brought together senior executive of public institutions, but also of different economic architecture, called the Director General of the Department of African Neighbor and IGAD, Mr. Ibeltal Amero, who was at the head of the Ethiopian delegation. This consultation meeting was an opportunity to strengthen historical ties and cooperation. In the words of the Director of Bilateral Relations, Mr. Yassin Hussein Douale, Djibouti and Ethiopia enjoy strong bilateral relations. For his part, the head of the Ethiopian delegation, Mr. Ibeltal, identified the relations between our two countries. This is pointed out that this meeting took place on issue of common interest, which are the same values, the same culture, the same economic vision, the economic success, politics and social relations of our two countries are intimately linked to the visit of for these identifiers of growth, prosperity and security of the region. Once the official speeches, both delegations raised the issue on the agenda. Issues relate to transport, agriculture, energy, investment, foreign trade, and finally telecoms. These foundations will be technicians from different departments and other institutions concerned to take stock of the situations in their areas of expertise, but also to redefine a new basis for their joint interventions. Let us recall that the relations between Ethiopia and Djibouti are at the vanguard of the process of sub-regional integration with the Djibouti Ministers of Foreign Affairs and the pursuit toward a beneficial change in the relations between the countries of the Horn.
As part of the program named My School for Me, like the capital school in all regions were the scene of a strong mobilization of the educational community, the community association leader, as well as the strong forces of the country. This is how the region of Tajura was standing up this Saturday for the third day for eco-citizen action organized by the minister as part of its project My School to Me. The day saw a strong mobilization of youth, students, teachers and parents around the minister delegate for decentralization, Mr. Hamad Mohamed Aramis. Many personalities participate actively, as well as including the prefect, Mr. Abdul Malik Mohamed Bunoita, the technical advisor for the cleaner to clean the regions. Many other personalities also take part at this event. The Obok region, saddened by the death of a great notable and village chef Hassan Makki following his death yesterday morning in Djibouti. The Prime Minister, Mr. Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, sent his sincere condolences to the family of the deceased and to the entire population of Obok. The Minister has the Presidency, Mr. Ali Gilla Abu Bakr, the Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Hamadou Mohamed Aramis, as well as the Minister of Energy, Yunus Ali Gedi, the Secretary of State for Youth, Hassan Mohamed Kamel, the former Prime Minister, Delaita Mohamed Delaita, as well as the Secretary General of the Prime Minister, Naguib Abdullah Mohamed, the Ambassador of Djibouti in Germany, Mr. Adan Mohamed Delaita, and Mohamed Ali Kamel, the Ambassador of Djibouti in Russia, send their condolences to the family and whole the Obok region. On continental news, the United States and the Taliban have reported Saturday significant progress after a week for peace talks to the end the 70 years war in Afghanistan. although they still face some major obstacle. The U.S. Special Representative for Conciliations in Afghanistan, Zalmay Khanzaleh, say he was satisfied after 6 days of dialogue in Doha. The meeting were here have been more productive than they have been in the past, and we have made a significant progress on the critical issue, he tweeted. Here we finally finish this news edition. Thank you for watching us. Goodbye.